guys, I'm gonna try to make this short. I just want to tell the story of what happened to me and my best friend yesterday. Whew. So yesterday we went to this place, and I can't exactly say what it was, but they take us in a room in a bag to fill out this application. So we made it to the room first, um, and this guy coming in there, and we say hey, hi, how you doing or whatever, and he never responded. He never made eye contact or anything like that. So okay, I didn't think anything of it. I was like whatever. But that's when Shakira just started, having just thinking. So it all started when when he said her name. One thing I noticed when he said her name, she said on her ID it says Shaquilla Johnson Rojas, okay? And he wrote that down on the paper, but yet he said, okay, Mrs. Johnson. And he kept saying that. And then when it got to writing down her address, he wrote down the wrong address on the application, and it was like he was doing like some shady stuff. So then when it got time for her social security number, all she gave him was the first three digits initially. And he was like, "Oh, so this mean you a Louisiana girl, huh?" I was like, I was like, okay, like it's kind of confused, like okay, okay. So I asked him, like how what that mean just by the first three digits of your social security number. And he explained it or whatever. And I realized he kept saying Louisiana, Louisiana. Nobody from Louisiana is gonna say, "Oh, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana." You know. So I was like, "Where are you from?" And he was like, how can you tell I'm not from here? But yes, I am of another state, and I bet you can't guess what state I'm from." And Shakira was like, "I bet you're from Alabama, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, you are absolutely correct," or something like that. So she was like, I didn't hear that part though. I didn't hear that part. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking of something else. I don't know, cause I didn't know where he was from. So, anyways, so then it got time for her to give him how much she made, and how much she made and when does she get paid, right? So she said she get paid two times a month, but it's not bi-weekly, you know. And he was playing dumb, like he was just playing dumb. Like he knew exactly what she was talking about, but he was just making it complicated. And then when she gave him a number, she was like, "Well," he said, "I see your wheels turning in your head, and but we don't want to make up any numbers here." So she was like, "Okay, well then let me." She knew exactly how much she made, mind you. She told him, but she was like, "Okay, well let me get my check stub." So she went and checked in her purse and see that she didn't have it. So at this point he kept trying to get us to leave, and he was just like, "Okay, well how about you go to Capital One and get a copy of your bank statement?" And she was like, "Hold on, I'm gonna find it or whatever." And he said it again. And so then I was trying to tell her to go on the Capital One app, and he cut me off. So then I kind of talked over him, and I was like, "Look, if you deposit your check into your account, you can go on Capital One app and you can see, your deposit from when you deposited your check into your account." So she was like, "Okay," so she was trying to do that. For some reason, Capital One would not pull up, and he just kept saying, you know, go to Capital One and get a copy of the statement. So I say, I say, wait. we ain't going nowhere. You're trying to kick us out, but we ain't going nowhere. And I was, joking. I was smiling, whatever the case may be. He gets upset. I'm talking about all of the upset, okay? He take his glasses off. He sit back. His face started twitching I don't know how to make my face twitch. His eye was twitching. His lips was twitching. And of course, Shakira not paying attention is because she's trying to get the app to work. And I see him do this. And then I noticed there was a guy walking back and forth outside. I'm looking, what is going on? So then he turned to me and he was like, look, this company does not discriminate against the color of your skin, race, religion, sex, and all that other stuff that come with it, right? And I'm just looking at him like, well, that was never on my mind. I didn't say anything insinuating that you were discriminating against her, or anything like never crossed my mind. But look, a hit dog a holler because he was guilty. He felt like that. I've never felt like that, like that's when like I knew he was trying to get us out of the office and I knew something was strange about him, but labeling somebody racist is something that you just don't automatically do when you see somebody. And that's never what I did. I never, even though I knew something wasn't right, I never, flat out thought, oh, he's racist, because you try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But once he turned to me and said that, I was like, yeah, you're racist, So then after that, um, he was like, people lie about figures, but you know, when you get the figures, I don't know. He was saying something basically that she was lying about how much that she made, and then the fact that she couldn't get the paperwork, the check stub or Capital One to work right then and there. It just didn't make it any better. So for some reason, I don't know why he just think that the amount of money that she told him that she's not capable of making that money, because he was basically insinuating that she was lying about how much she was making. And so he was like, oh, well, that's a joke. You were supposed to laugh. And I'm sitting up there looking at him like, this shit ain't funny. It's not funny. I didn't laugh. And so then after that, again, he just kept saying, he said it like 10 times. Why don't y'all go to Capital One and get the bank statement? So she kind of was like, no, I'm about to get it for you right now. In the meantime, he asked, what school did you go to? And I said, right next door. At this point, I don't like you, so I'm just giving you straight answers. What school did you go to? I said, right next door. And Shaquilla was like, um, yeah, next door. We went to Helen Cox. He was like, well, did y'all have plenty boyfriends? No. We both was like, no, we wasn't them type of girls. Shaquilla was like, my only boyfriend, I married him. And I was just like, no. I wasn't talking to nobody like that in my school. And so then he was like, well, did you get into any fights? Shaquilla was like, no, I never got in a fight. And for some reason, it turned to with guys. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, what did you use? A razor, a switchblade, and da 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 da. And I was like, no, I use my hands. And so then he started naming a whole bunch of other weapons that I don't even know what it is. And I was like, no, I was using my hands. I use my hands to fight. I don't use no weapons or whatever. And so I don't know what was his motive or what was his point in asking that question. I don't quite understand it, but whatever. So again, he was like, why don't y'all go to Capital One? The guy is still walking back and forth. He was like, my manager's looking, saying we taking too long. He's trying to bring somebody in here. So of course we get up and we leave. Okay, because we was like, whatever. So then after that, we get up, we leave. He give her ID back. He slides it on the counter to give it to her, and then he left out and got his card and was like, "Once you get it, call me." He didn't say come back to the office and we can finish it. He said call me. Everything that he was putting in that application, he was putting the wrong thing. He put down the wrong address purposely, even though it was right in front of his face on her ID. You know what I'm saying? I believe he had put the wrong phone number. I'm not sure, but he was putting down wrong information, so she couldn't finish handling her business that she was that's to do. And we was just like, wow. So we walked out, and I went to go and tell a girl that was sitting up front. I was like, I was trying to tell her, he's strange. Something about him. He's strange, but I couldn't because from my peripheral, I saw both of the guys sitting there staring in our faces. And so I just walked up to her and I was like, "Thank you." And she was like, "Well, where's the application?" Da da da. And I just walked out. So me and Shakayla standing outside, we talked, and I was like, "You know what? I'm going to get her number. I'm going to get her number." And so I called her and I said, "Is that guy racist?" And she said, "Very much so." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." So I eventually she helped Shakayla, finish her business, and she basically was like, well, no, I said, "I want to tell you exactly what he told us." So we was telling her, and the whole time she was like, "Oh no, ma'am. Oh no, ma'am. Oh no, ma'am. Uh-uh. Oh no, ma'am." So she gave us her supervisor phone number, and we reported him because I think he about out the door anyway. So she was like, "And I'm gonna tell you, y'all, I put this on everything. This came out of this lady's mouth." She said, "I'm gonna tell you who his favorite person is." Oh, you know what? I told her, I said, "I bet he voting for Trump." And she was like, "I'm gonna tell you who his favorite person is." And she whispered it because she was still there. She was like, "Hitler." I said, "What?" She said, "Hitler." Girl, I gotta go. And I'm like, "Lord Jesus, Hitler? We got somebody, Hitler? Oh, good Lord. We dealing with a Hitler lover?" Jesus, take the wheel. There's no reason why anybody should have to go through that, to experience racism, especially so blatant like that. Like, I lived in Arkansas for what, 3, 4 years after Katrina. And Arkansas is very racist, but they mask it. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about what they just said to be like, wait, were they being racist? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to do that. But this guy, I never would have thought I would have experienced it so blatant and blunt and right direct in my face at home. Like, for some reason, I never thought that I would experience that. And I did. And initially, it didn't bother me. And then once I kept thinking about it and kept thinking about it, it made me so mad. Like, I just wanted to turn around and go back and be like, "And bitch, and another thing." I was so mad. And things is getting really real. Racism is at an all time high, and y'all just need to be careful. Be careful.